Okay. Salam. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Pavanji, for those of you I don't know. This is my partner, Mitra, with me here. We decided for the full moon in Libra that we would do a little collaboration, a little balancing, a little fun with the full moon. So I'm going to talk a little bit of astrology, what's going on in the stars. Then Mitra is a tarot reader and is going to pull a few cards for us just to get some more information about this full moon and maybe what we might be missing, what I might be missing from the astrology in the moment. And then we'll go into a practice centered around this full moon. We'll do a little bit of a relaxation, then we'll do a meditation, a really beautiful meditation that is for self-love, for really connecting with the heart and developing self-love. So welcome. So we are in, I'm going to blame it on Jupiter and Neptune. That's what I'm blaming. I've never started so late in my life with the thing. I'm like usually so on time. We have this conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune earlier this week that is still very much alive and will continue for the next couple of weeks. The opportunity of this, these two planets coming together is a new experience of how you navigate the world, how you connect with your spiritual self, how you kind of move through the waters of life. There's an opportunity to start to see the synchronicity, see the magic. Me and Mitra have really been experiencing that this week of, look at the cat over there, look at the birds, what does that mean? And starting to see how life, there's something outside of our ego that's helping to guide us and lead us. So this is a really beautiful time to develop your intuition. It's a really beautiful time to listen to your heart, to ask questions, right? To ask questions and to realize that our ego or it doesn't know all the answers. We don't know all the answers within ourselves, but we can start to open ourselves to our subconscious, the collective unconscious, and there might be a little bit more information for us there. So take those opportunities. You know, this is a really beautiful week to be meditating. The next several weeks are a beautiful time to be meditating. So this full moon starts to take this, this theme of expansion, right? Really what this conjunction allows is for us to step into the unknown, right? When we step into the unconscious, we're stepping into the unknown. We're stepping out of the known self and we're stepping into the unknown self. And that takes some courage. It takes some trust. And as we're doing that, we might come upon these old parts of ourselves, or these versions of ourselves, or the ego or the personality we might start to feel the edges of that. And particularly with this full moon, we might start to feel it in our relationships because it's the full moon in Libra. So we have the sun in Aries, which is about the self. It's about the empowered self. It's about the bold, courageous, ignited self. And then we have the full moon in Libra, which allows us this balance and this opportunity to figure out how to change, what needs to change in our relationships so that we can be that big, bold self, right? Every spring, we're reborn. Every spring, we have an opportunity to regenerate ourselves more and more in our primal energy and that kundalini energy and that vital energy of the light of our soul. We get to bring that brilliance of the light of our soul, and that springtime energy can bring it forth more. And then every spring, we also have one of these full moons where our relationships kind of need to adjust. There's a way that we've been relating to other people that keeps us in that old form. We've all done this at this point in our lives, where you hang out with somebody who you haven't hung out with in a few years, and they're like, oh, and then all of a sudden you regress. The way that you're hanging out with them, the things that you're saying, the way that you're talking, the way you can like feel like an old version of your personality kind of like coming forward to connect with them. This is an opportunity for us to kind of dissolve one of those, the ways that we've related, especially in our primary relationships. And what's interesting about this full moon is there's a pretty close T-square with Pluto. And every time we see Pluto involved in something, we have to kind of get to the base of things. We have to really do our investigative work as to like, what is that? We have to kind of go under the surface. It's not just, oh, well, you just need to say thank you more. Or, I don't know, like something a little fixer, like, you just need to doll yourself up a little bit more, and then your relationship's going to be fine. It's not one of those things that's all of a sudden going to be easily fixed. It's something that we really need to investigate. We need to go to the depths and understand what in these dynamics is a little bit off, right? What in these dynamics, oh, you know what? Do a little investigation. Let me do a little meditation on this. Let me do a little contemplation on this. Oh, this has to do with my dad, or this has to do with my mom, and I'm bringing it forward into this relationship, right? I'm then bringing it into this, from old primary relationships into this one. So this is a time when this is a full moon where we can really do some deep investigative work into those relational dynamics. And what I would say, since Pluto's involved as well, is we really want to look at the moments. It's at a square, so it's not at an optimal point. It's at kind of a place that we have to find balance, is these kind of power over dynamics of letting other people control us or controlling other people. And when I look at this too, it's in Capricorn. So it's very much connecting with the things we just kind of assume from society, right? This is very much like the roles we might assume in our relationships that actually aren't authentic to us. They're not authentic to our relationship, but they were the pattern that we were given by the patriarchy, by capitalism, by the powers that be, the structures that be, that we just assumed that that's the way things are. Okay, this is the way that my relationship is going to be, and you kind of relate in that way. This is an opportunity to shed that. It's an opportunity to start to shed those layers of, actually, our relationship is completely unique. Just like every human being is unique, every relationship is completely unique. When we look at anybody's chart, I never look at a chart and go, wow, that's exactly like someone else's chart, because we're so absolutely unique in the way that we show up, and so are relationships. So there's no standard way for a relationship to be, and this is a beautiful time to realize that. And the supportive aspect in this full moon is that Saturn, which is about structure, is about habits, it's about rituals, it's about kind of the form of things, is in a positive relationship with this full moon, with the moon and the sun. So this is a really good time to do that investigative work, see where kind of the faults are in the way that you're relating with intimate others, or just close people, or the way that you show up in love, just in general, the way that you have self-love, the way that you show, the way you receive love, the way that you share love. It's a good time to investigate that, and then start to think about, what is the ritual, what is the pattern, what is the thing that I can do so that I can shift that, right? That I can start to change that. I'm really thinking about, you know, these conscious relating groups. I feel like this would be like the time to like commit to being in like one of these tea groups, or like these groups that like come together and they really talk about their boundaries and what they're feeling, and there's like a space for like the whole self in these, especially because this the Saturn is in Aquarius. So it's highlighting that you could do this in groups. This is something that creating patterns of doing something in groups. So it would be a good time to, commit to going to a yoga class once a week if that feels like it's gonna support you in your self-love, or develop a healthy pattern of, I'm in my relationship and I'm in a really a relationship where we're never apart and we're never separate. I need to create space for myself, and I know that when I do this, that's a good place for me to create space for myself, or I feel empowered. I'm going to go do that. Really good time to use and come up with a creative way of expanding your network through a new habit. Okay, so a new place you go, something like that, which will ultimately serve your relationship. So that's what's going on astrologically. I'm hoping that Mitra can show us, pull some cards and see what the subconscious, what the unconscious has to say. I wanted to bring Mitra because it's the Libra full moon, so it makes sense that we're talking about partnership, we're talking about balance. It makes sense that there's two of us here and we're like pretty much the same height. We're like the scales right now. We're both wearing taupe. We're like the sides of the scale. And the other thing, what Jupiter and Neptune, this conjunction, again, brings this opportunity of us getting outside of the ego. And so I want to present different ways that you can find these ways to start to get into the unconscious, to get into the subconscious. And any kind of divination we do helps us to kind of open up to the larger forces beyond our own, ego's control. So that's part of why we're going to pull some cards. So you want to take over?
Oh, absolutely. And, I feel it's really interesting that this being a Libra full moon, that today we can explore how is it that we can balance perspective by, yes, introducing new practices and new understandings of tapping into the self to explore where, we may want to, reconstitute balance in our life. I love using the tarot as a tool because it's, every day we can feel like, okay, I'm feeling my body, I'm feeling out how I'm feeling emotionally. And I have this conscious awareness of where I'm at. Using the tarot, we use this as a tool to look beyond that, to actually take a deeper look. And I'm really excited to see just, what we might pull up today. And so I'm going to just take a moment to call in some energy and see what we might have to reflect upon all together. So. And in my practice as a tarot card reader, I'm always, if you are actually interested in using this for yourself, I'm always calling in a higher energy to support the message that we receive so that we have guidance for our higher self. Understand where we can grow, what to reflect upon, how moving forward we can lean into the day and embrace our challenges, or just, wherever we may feel off, to actually understand them and take some action steps and to lean into that. So. My cards are a little sticky today. My goodness. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. Okay. So I want to show you, because that's what's so exciting about the tarot, is that you can actually kind of see what is illustrated. And I'm looking at, it's the Four of Swords. And when we look at this, the Four of Swords, it talks about rest, restoration, meditation, finding balance. It's the number 4. So when we think about this, we think about the number 4 as providing balance. How is it that I can take actually time for myself, taking time away to think about, what is it in my life that perhaps I'm feeling that I'm fighting for? What is it in my life that I feel that I need to take a deeper look. It's actually astounding that I'm looking at this, because I feel that it's what you were just talking about.
And a card that I just pulled like yesterday.
Yeah. We were looking at this yesterday, and it was like, well, Parmanjita, looks like you're going to be meditating tomorrow. And about that, because I'm taking a deeper look, and this is more in tune with today. It's actually the 8 of Wands. So the number 8 still, it's about balance. And when we see this is about meditating, taking time for yourself to think about 8 of Wands. They're like arrows that you shoot. They're like goals. It's a suit of fire with wands. So we think about this as setting goals for personal transformation. Where is it that I want to go? How is it that I can set the intention to get there? What is it about reflecting and taking a deeper look into myself that is transforming the way that I approach my life? And where it goes, which, interesting, it's the Star. Now, the Star is major arcana. So when we look at major arcana, it's more macro influence. And when I see this, the Star is about replenishing, actually moving forward from perhaps some like challenging, unexpected changes, or having to adapt, having to reform. When we see the Star, it's about being able to get back in touch with the self through practices like meditation, modalities of healing, and even taking a look into what can I learn to take care of, how can I learn to take care of myself? How do I apply this to myself? How do I apply this to everyone that I meet? How is it that moving forward, that what I learn and how I develop myself impacts my relationships, impacts my community, setting waves, moving forward energetically? So it's really lovely to see that. I feel like seeing that today, there's this really supporting message for us that by cultivating the self, spending time to think about where can I find balance? Well, where may I need to find balance in my life? How does that actually impact others by thinking about myself? I feel like that applies to some things that we'll be thinking about today, reflecting on.
Yeah,
So.
I love that. I think one of the things, especially in relationship, that we get really scared of is when we have to put the right? Because this is a full moon where you might have to put a boundary. You might have to go, you know what? I need a little bit more space for myself. And the fear usually is I'm cutting out relationship. But I really feel like what that's reminding me of is when we create space for ourselves, when we create time and we create the space that we need for ourselves, our own light shines, right? And when our own light shines, we can really share that with the world, and the world is empowered by that, right? Empowered people empower other people, right? If we're giving away our power, if we're not feeling in our power, if we're we're not creating the space for ourselves for that flame to grow, then we don't have as much energy to share with the world. So that's what that really, showed me. So what we're going to do is work on our own flame. And the way we're going to work on our flame is really working with the heart center, right? This is the center of our being, recognized within this chakra system. So we're going to open up the heart center through some exercises, and then we're going to do a meditation, then we'll do a relaxation, and then we'll do a meditation for self-love and really developing that self-love, so that the love that you have for yourself is the love that translates into your relationships, right? The love that you have for yourself is the primary love, and all the other loves are an extension of that love. You love yourself so much that you have these beautiful relationships that add more to that love. But we're going to develop that primary fire within yourself in this springtime energy. So we're going to start by tuning in. We'll tune in with Om Namo Gurudev Namo, and then we'll go into this set. So find a comfortable seat. See if you can minimize the distractions in your space and set things aside and decide you're not going to like redecorate your I always find myself like redecorating myself in yoga classes. If you do that, just close your eyes and go within. So we're gonna bring our palms together, close the eyes, start to rub the palms, start to connect with your breath. The palms come in front of the chest, elbows come out nice and wide. Sit that heart up a little bit taller and then activate the navel. Supporting the heart by pressing the navel in and up. Start to take a deep breath in through the nose. Through the nose, exhale. And we'll inhale deeply to tune in together. Take a deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Feel the spine grow up nice and tall. Bring the chin slightly in. Again, activate that navel, just pulling the belly in, the solar plexus in a little bit and activating them so that they can hold that heart up high. Feel the heart lift a little bit more. Feel the shoulder blades relax down the back and focus the eyes up at the third eye center. Maintain this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax the hands down. And then start to make your way standing up. We're gonna come standing up. So shake your legs out a little bit, shake the day off. You can shake your arms out a little bit. Friday night, full moon, shake it up. Okay. So this is a really beautiful set that we're gonna do. I practiced this not too long ago and I just totally fell in love with it. And it really helps us to connect with our heart and to relate from our heart, to be connected with our emotions and relate from our emotions. So every time we have a full moon, our emotions are a little bit bigger. And if we don't acknowledge our emotions and we aren't able in the capacity to feel our emotions, we're not sensitive enough to them, then we start doing these crazy things on the full moon, go wild with the full moon. We go try to avoid all of our emotions by doing all kinds of things. So this is a way for us to be in touch with our emotional self and be able to communicate that, right? Because that's going to be important with this Libra full moon as we're in connection. So we're going to come back into prayer pose, but now standing up, palms are pressing, elbows are out to the side. You're going to close your eyes. We're going to start simply by doing breath of fire. So pumping the solar plexus, the navel in and out, and doing a breath of fire in and out through the nose. Feel your feet pressing against the ground, your big toe, your heel, the outer side of your foot pressing on the ground. Feel your spine nice and tall, and feel that centeredness at the center of the chest where those palms are pressing. We're looking for steadiness in the breath. Try to get it as steady as possible. Inhale and exhale. Same amount of breath. As you're standing here, see if you can focus the eyes up slightly to the third eye center and just stay steady. Inhale. Hold the breath in. Exhale, go ahead and let the hands come down. Relax the arms down by the side with the palms face forward. Let your spine be nice and tall. And come sitting down, cross-legged position. And throughout the exercises today, when we're sitting down, I really want you to prop your hips up so that your heart can be lifted. As soon as our hips are down, we kind of slouch and we lose that space in our heart center. And Mitra's really good at sitting up nice and tall. So they're a good person to demonstrate this. So we're gonna bring the thumb to the pinky mound and make a fist with both hands. Then you're gonna start to piston, punching forward. One hand comes forward and then the other hand comes forward. And you don't have to be shy about this. We can start to kind of move quickly with this. So we're gonna bring, do that. I'm trying to give you guys a beat. Start punching, go, go, go. Just punching. The wrists don't twist at all. Keep them straight. And just start to punch, 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 punch. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. You know, we think of love, keep going really nice and strong. We think of love as sometimes this like weak thing or this like ooey gooey thing or this soft thing, but really love is super powerful and strong and creates this courage within us. I was talking to someone who's in Estonia, and she's a yogi. She's a sweet yogi. She owns an ice cream shop, and she was saying that, you know, with what's happening in Europe right now, what's happening with Russia, she's joining this military program because she wants to protect her family. She wants to protect her homeland. And that's what love does, is it gives us this courage and this strength. There's so much power and strength at the heart center. So imagine that strength at your heart center going forward as you move. You really use it. It's not a weak thing. You're strong, you're powerful. You're willing to defend what you really care about. Govinda, Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda. Protect me with thine own hand, my only desire. Let my heart rest on Great, keep going. Eyes are open, look straight ahead, look right at the horizon.
Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
Okay, now give me a little bit more energy for these last 20 seconds. Really move, move, move.
Govinda, Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
Inhale the elbows back, pull the elbows back. Hold the breath in, feel the chest forward. Exhale, release the hands down onto the thighs. Just close your eyes, connect with your breath. Oops, I'm not sure what it is. Go ahead and come standing back up, making your way up to standing. We're gonna keep the hands flat, and then your arms are gonna start to make big circles up, forward, back, down, and then forward again. So you're making big circles coming up and then around. Really feel the shoulders open up as you do this. Nice big circles, finding the extension. And if you're in a space where you can't move your arms really big, coordinate with your space so that you don't have any restriction, so that your arms can take up the full space that they need to take up. Let your heart take up the full space that it can take up. The hands help, especially after we do breath of fire. Breath of fire, we bring all of this oxygen into the blood, and then now we're moving it around the body. We're starting to open up the electromagnetic field around the body with these new oxygenated limbs from those first couple exercises.
Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
Keep going, really big circles, 20 more seconds.
Govinda, 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 Govinda. Govinda, 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 Govinda.
One more big circle, and then just let the arms come down by the side. Let the arms rest by the side, palms slight face forward so that the shoulders can relax down the back. Just take some nice deep breaths here as you stand nice and tall. Feel the feet pressing into the ground. Feel that extra spaciousness in your heart and your energy field. And then go ahead and come back down into a seat. Okay. Sitting down, we're going to interlace the fingers and the tips of the thumbs are going to touch. You're going to hold this first at the heart center, okay? So we're working with the heart center, but we're working with the two chakras that are on the either side of it. So that's the throat and then the navel. The navel is just below the belly button. So you're going to move with your inhale, you're going to move up to the throat, and then on the exhale, you're going to move down just below the belly button. Inhale up to the throat, exhale down to the belly button. Inhale up to the throat, exhale down the belly button. Find a nice, powerful rhythm with this and find that precision, and then start to see if you can start to connect with the energetics of this. Close the eyes and move those hands. Start to feel what it feels like to relate from your navel up to your throat. Really nice. Keep going. Strong breath. Yes, it's about having a strong, open heart. But again, it needs that base, that strong navel center. It needs that connection with the navel center, that sense of power, of self, of will. And then it needs to be able to express itself through the throat, through the creative center of the throat. Bless you. Keep going. Thirty more seconds. Inhale, have the hands at the heart center. Hold them there. Hold the breath in. Yeah, exhale, release, relax the hands down on the knees, close the eyes. We're going to stay in easy pose for this next exercise. You're going to have your hands right by your shoulders with the palms facing forward. In this position, we're going to move and connect with each of the fingers by connecting the thumb with each of the fingers. So we're kind of changing the energy current, starting with the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Mentally, you're going to start to vibrate sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. So mentally, as you move the fingers, index finger comes together in sa, ta, middle finger, na, ring finger, ma, pinky finger, sa, ta, na, ma. So close your eyes and just start to vibrate that sound as you move your fingers. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. You keep chanting it mentally in your own mind. Hear those sounds in your mind and move the fingers in coordination with that. Starting with the index finger and working to the pinky. Eyes are closed most of the way, and I want you to look down at the floor. So eyes are just slightly open so that you can see the floor as you do this. Finish chanting in your mind with your fingers and relax your hands down onto your knees. Close the eyes completely and just relax with the hands on the knees for a moment. Okay, we're going to take ourselves really deeply by calming down the mind, calming down the body through this breath exercise. So you can bring your left hand into Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb touches, the rest of the fingers are straight. Just let that relax on your left knee. Take your index finger on your right hand and block your right nostril. You're only going to inhale through the left nostril. Take a really long, slow breath in through the left nostril, like 10 seconds in. You don't have to count it, but make it really long and slow. And then pucker your lips and exhale through the lips. Like you're blowing the breath out, and do it just as long and slow. So long, slow, deep breath in, only through the left nostril. and equally long exhale through the mouth. Now, the tendency is that the mouth is going to be longer than the nose. So I want you to find where those can be even. Okay. Try to find it an even amount of time for both the inhale and the exhale so that we're finding that balance, just like the scales of Libra, finding the balance between the inhale and the exhale. Inhaling only through the left nostril, exhaling only through the mouth. Flex the right hand down. Let the breath come in and out through both nostrils, and really pay attention to the breath as it starts to go in and out through the nostrils. So build your awareness of what it feels like after doing that breath exercise to breathe through both nostrils. So it'll be a natural breath and it'll naturally be slow. Staying with your internal awareness and presence. In a few movements, extend your legs, And start to relax yourself down onto your back, coming and laying down on the back. Just allowing the legs to run parallel and the feet to fall open. If you want to cover yourself up, cover yourself up. Just allow yourself to fully surrender to the ground. And the arms rest by your side, palms facing up. Take a deep, full breath into the still body. And exhale it out. Take another deep, full breath in. And exhale, let it go. And as you continue to breathe, full breath, start to move your fingers very gently and wiggle your toes and circle your wrists and circle your ankles. And then bring your knees into your chest. I want you to really squeeze the knees into the chest and lift the head up. So bring the knees in, wrap your arms around them. Lift your head up, squeeze. Rock side to side, side to side. And then start to rock up and down the spine and make your way up into a seat for our meditation. Okay. So this is a 3-part meditation for self-love. You're going to breathe. In the first part, it's important that you breathe really slow and that you count your breath out. So what you want to do is try to get the breath nice and slow so that the inhale, the holding of the breath in, and the exhale are the same amount of time. So I recommend people start with like 7 or 8 seconds, counting for 7 seconds to breathe in, 7 seconds to hold your breath, 7 seconds to exhale. There's no holding the breath out on the exhale. It's just 3-part breath. Inhaling for 7 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, exhaling for 7 seconds. If you're a swimmer or you do a lot of breath exercises and you know you have a lot stronger breath capacity, you could change that 12 seconds, 12 seconds, 12 seconds. If you're like really, good at slowing down your breath, then you could do 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. That's why we call this breath 1-minute breath. And that's kind of where we stop. 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. I don't want you to have to worry about where you are. As long as you're breathing an even breath capacity that's close to your the edge of your breath capacity, then you're good. You don't have to, please don't keep changing it in the middle of it. I think I can breathe 13 seconds, 13 seconds now. Oh no, I have to go back to 8 seconds. Just try to keep it consistent. Consistency is more important than you being at the very edge of your breath capacity, okay? So as I said, if you're new to this practice, 7 seconds, 7 seconds, 7 seconds is good, okay? Inhaling for 7, holding for 7, exhaling for 7 seconds. Now, the position we're going to be in, we're going to be looking down at the moon center. This is our moon center right here on the chin, right underneath the lip. So your eyes are going to be closed and you're going to be looking down. You'll notice there's a little bit of a strain, or there's a little bit of a pull in the optic nerve. We're looking for that. So you're going to be holding that throughout these 3 different exercises, looking down at the chin. The other aspect of this is the mudra. Okay, the mudra is the left hand, the palm is flat, and the fingers are together and it's facing forward. The right hand, you're going to kind of cup your right hand and you're going to bring it so it's about 6 to 9 inches above your head, and your right elbow is just kind of out to the side. Now, for you to be really successful in this, I want you to sit up nice and tall so your heart's lifted up tall, and go ahead and hold those hands in that position. Close your eyes, look down at the chin, at the moon center. And now exhale all the breath out and start to breathe that really slow breath in. This holding of the breath for that same amount of time, and exhaling for that same amount of time. So start to take yourself into your version of 1-minute breath, inhaling, holding, and exhaling for the same amount of time. As you start to orient yourself into this position, just lock those arms in place. Just hold them in place, just lock them in place. The arms might go through some interesting things, but they're just readjusting the energy centers in the body. They're just opening up the heart lines in the body. Do your best to stay connected with the breath, connected with looking down at the chin, and feel like you're blessing yourself. Your right hand is blessing you, is helping to connect with this self-love. And then you're sending that love out to the world with your left hand, beaming it out through the left hand. Slowly breathing, holding the position, looking at the chin. Without bringing the arms down, extend the arms straight out in front of you. Palms are facing down, palms face down. Keep the breath slow. You can keep counting it out or just keep a really slow breath. Arms are straight out from the shoulders, palms are facing down. We are not here as long as we were in that first exercise. Just keep your breath steady, slow, keep your focus on the breath, keep your focus on looking down at the chin. Stop dropping arms, lift the arms straight up over the head. Straight up over the head. Now palms are facing forward in front of you. Arms are right over the shoulders. Keep that breath nice and slow. Arms are right over the shoulders, palms facing forward. Eyes still looking at the chin. Last part of the meditation. Really feel yourself reaching up, arms nice and tall, right over the shoulders. The arms shake, let the arms shake 30 more seconds. Let the arms release what they need to release. The shoulders release what they need to release. 20 more seconds. Inhale, deepest breath you have. Reach those arms up as high as you can. Up, 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 up. Reach the whole spine. Reach up, reach up, reach up, reach up. Tall, 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 tall. Reach up. Keep the arms up as you exhale. Inhale deeply. Reach up, 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 up. Feel the spine grow nice and tall. Hold the breath in. Reach up. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Deep breath. Find your spine as tall and your arms as high up as you possibly can. Reach up. Exhale. Release the hands down onto the knee. Close the eyes. Eyes are relaxed. Body is relaxed. If there's tension or there's stress in the body, don't try to change it right now. Just see it by sitting and relaxing. The body can make its own adjustments. The energy can make its own adjustments. Sometimes we just need a little bit of patience. Let your hands come up to prayer pose, the center of the chest, palms pressing. And here with the hands in prayer, in alignment with this full moon, make a commitment to yourself and to your own self-love. And if certain things to rise to the surface, certain behaviors, certain habits, certain relations, start to reveal themselves as out of balance, as not in harmony. Let your own self-love be your guide. Let all relating stream from this deep love for yourself. We'll close out our time together this evening with a long sit and a short nod. Take a deep breath in. Sa. Nam. The thumbs come up to the third eye. And finding something to be grateful for. Bring the forehead down below the heart. So Nam. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me and Mitra. You can find Mitra in the Tenzing Momo in the Pikes Place Market in Seattle. And they can also find you where else?
You can find me at indrasgarden.com. I'm available actually for sessions via online like this, but you can find me in the downtown Seattle at the Pike Place Market at Tenzing Momo. And you can even Google Tenzing Momo and find a little bit about me there. Multiple points of connect. Really glad to be here and to connect with you guys today.
Thanks, everybody. Happy full moon. I'll take us off of YouTube.